Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 11 of Europa Universalis IV as Venice. Just before I continue on, I wanted to address a couple of things that I did in the last video, because I am recording these videos in advance so that I've got some free time to play XCOM 2, and I figured that these are things that may come up in the comments. So first of all, why did I release Fazan as a vassal? Well, what I intend to do is try and feed them some of West Africa, because it always gives us something that we can do. These are usually relatively easy battles. It always gives us something that we can do when we are unable to wage war over here because we've got truces or we've got aggressive expansion and stuff like that. Secondly, by making them into a march, hopefully they will be able to provide a little bit of a distraction down here in the south for the Ottomans. Now, most of the stuff over here is going to be distant overseas, so I don't really want it. I did grab a couple of provinces down here. I'm generally happy with what I took. Got some more coastal provinces. Now, I know that I did go and fabricate claims on these provinces over here and then ended up not actually taking any of the provinces that I'd got claims on. That was a little bit of a derp, bit of an oversight on my part. That was because I was thinking about where I could try and declare a war for and get easy war score by having somewhere close to Crete to drop my armies off. I'm glad I've took this land, however, because it's very useful for splitting the Mamluks in half. We've also got Alexandria, which gives us a coastal centre of trade. We've also taken Suez, which means at some point I'll be able to build the Suez Canal. And they've changed that now so that in times of war, your opponents can't use it. And it will make it easier for us to be able to get down into the Middle East and into India. I do want to try and take some more of this land over here. This is actually the Mamluks' mainland, because this is the bit where their capital is. Capital's down here in Cairo. It would be nice if we could take this land, particularly the coast. Not so much because I want it for myself, but because it helps to stop the Ottomans from blobbing. But most of the time, I mean, this is still close enough to be... is that out of range? Yeah, overseas provinces... Some of them might be close enough not to be distant overseas, but most of them probably will be distant overseas. My intention is to eventually connect everything up by going through the Ottomans' territory. We'll have to see how that works out for us. But yeah, most of it is going to be the wrong culture and wrong religion. Speaking of religion, that is the other thing. I did originally start off by saying that this was going to be a game mainly played as the Catholics, because I haven't really done a Catholic game for a while. But as we don't have very good relations with the Pope, that probably isn't going to be the case. So I thought, well, we'll go Protestant again, because Protestant is always useful. And I was trying to think when would be a good time to do it. My initial thoughts were wait for a while and see who else becomes Protestant. And then... we might change to Protestant later, depending on who we can get as allies. Now, there's far more of a chance of being friends with France, I think. France have a high chance of going Protestant. Castile, Spain normally stay Catholic. The main reason that I've allied with Castile is because they've got a much better navy, and that's useful against the Ottomans. And now that Castile have a personal union over Aragon and Naples, we've got really good naval superiority if we decide to attack the Ottomans. But we may end up in the future being allies with France. But what I was thinking is if I do wait for a while, all of the centres of Reformation could be gone, and then we'll have to do lots of religious conversion, which is a pain. Now, if I get the Protestant conversion early enough, I should be able to get a centre of Reformation. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the rules of where the centres of Reformation can spawn, but I believe that they can't actually spawn in exclaves. And as this is an exclave, I don't think it'll spawn here, and I don't think it will spawn here. Which means if we get a Protestant centre of Reformation, it's going to be in one of these provinces, which means it's going to border Austria, and it's going to start converting their provinces to Protestant. So we will have to keep our eye on this, and as soon as the Reform desire gets up to 100%, we are going to need to try and push the button. But I'm going to unpause the game. The Papal State actually no longer considers me a rival. That is quite interesting. So if they don't consider me a rival, do I still consider them a rival? They're no longer a valid rival for me. So we're no longer rivaled with the Papal State, and we could actually improve relations with them there. I don't think we want to, because this is land that I intend to take, and he's certainly not going to be happy with me once we do become Protestant. So we do need to pick ourselves another... I think we'll... Now, hang on. Before we go and rival Hungary, Hungary are still allied with Austria. But we're not allied with Austria. Austria have rivaled Castile. We've rivaled Castile. Maybe we are better off being allies with France and not Castile. But I'd like to use Castile in at least one war against the Ottomans. So maybe just for the time being, who's Milan? Where's Milan? Milan is this one. Who are you allied with? You're allied with France. France are busy in another war. You are part of the empire. Let's go ahead and, just for the time being, let's go ahead and just rival Tunis. Because at least Tunis is someone that we can actually attack. Tunis, I think, is allied with the Ottomans, though, at the moment. They are allied with the Ottomans, but that's fine. We can go ahead and embargo them. For what little good it will do. I don't think we're actually embargoing the Papal State as it is. Now, it's only going to be 7 years before the Shadow Kingdom fires, and hopefully then we should be... Oh, the Ottomans have rivaled me, what a surprise. Only going to be 7 years until the Shadow Kingdom fires, at which point we should be able to take some of the provinces in northern Italy without causing too much upset to the Empire. We do have a light here. Let's keep putting these onto the Venetian trade node. Can't make these places into cores yet because we don't have adjacent cores. We're burning down war exhaustion. We're recovering manpower. Don't have a particularly huge income at the moment. Are we still reinforcing? We are still reinforcing. Once we've stopped reinforcing, we may stop losing money. In the meantime, these men can sit down there. We have a revolt. I wasn't actually expecting that. It is in the woods, which isn't great. They have more men than I do. Now, there is a fort there, which is going to make life difficult for them. So, we do have more force limit available. Let's go ahead and get some of our own men here. They will take a few days, but that is fine. We want to try and go in and attack them. Again, I am trying to sort of recover some manpower. I think we'll probably also end up taking quantity ideas. I know that's a little bit boring because we do tend to have a lot of games where we take trade ideas and quantity ideas. I think they've just actually had a disease outbreak there and lost some of their men. Serbia, do you have river crossings? I bet you do to absolutely everywhere. Of course you do. You don't actually have one to Raska though. So we won't take a river crossing if we cross over here. That is good. And our leader in charge doesn't have any maneuver, so that's fine. But he does have... He's not a great leader, but he is a leader all the same. So we should be able to jump in and grab these guys before they have much of a chance to do anything. We will slightly outnumber them. I'm hoping that we can beat them. I will slowly start getting rid of the mercenaries. So we are pretty much as close to full morale as we are going to be. So let's go and attack these guys. Hopefully we can take them out. Just as I was trying to save a little bit of money by not having to reinforce. And of course we're reinforcing mercenaries, which becomes very expensive. Most of this problem is because we're overextended. Well, we did win that fight. So again, we have lost men, which is unfortunate. But we've got fairly decent money. Okay, we've got some new ships over here. Let's go and select them all up. They're all lights. So we'll go and put them all together. We'll group them up. Get them protecting trade in Venice. So we just need to get rid of this overextension and get everything cored. And then we also need to get our manpower back up. So these mercs are costing us quite a bit of money, but we should be okay. What we need is for Austria to end up busy with something else. Austria are actually at war with Burgundy at the moment. So I'm trying to find a good excuse to go to war with the Papal State. I don't think we actually have a CB against them. Got a trade dispute CB. Austria actually wouldn't come in at the moment. Neither would Savoy. That is interesting. So Siena would come in. Siena has 7k troops. And Mantua would come in. Mantua has 8k troops. So there's 15k. And then you've got the Papal States troops as well. But we could jump straight onto Mantua. If I could get my troops over there, which we can. Okay, so where are my transports? First fleet is down here. Oh, I've also got these guys down here. I'd forgotten about these. Mamlukian separatists are probably going to spawn at some point. Don't necessarily know where that is going to happen. Yearly prestige +1 for losing quite a bit of money, some diplo power and some admin power. Yeah, we'll take it. I mean, we don't have an awful lot of money, but hopefully it will do. Now, hopefully these cores will finish soon. Those Mamlukian separatists are almost guaranteed to fire. Let's just go and pick up some of our troops, I think. Because I think the Mamlukian separatists are going to be our biggest problem. Then we're going to have some Orthodox zealots. As soon as our next religious conversion is finished, we may actually have a little bit of a rest on the conversions. Is he actually making any progress? No, he isn't. So let's go and cancel that. He's not making any progress, so there's no point in doing anything. And that should hopefully make the Orthodox zealots go away. So what we want to do is deal with the Mamlukian separatists first. Is the possibility of some Greek separatists. Right, I think I've actually got you docking up, have I not? You've got a light in there for some reason. You don't need to be in there. Let's get you over there out of the way. So, galleys. Not many galleys. I don't have many galleys. I do have a couple of heavies here, so it is a relatively decent fleet. So, we want to pick up 10,000 men. And we're going to go and drop you off down here. We need to solve one problem at a time. Then we'll go and see what we could be doing, I suppose, because I've got my guys aren't doing anything. Is we should be fabricating claims over here. So let's go ahead and start fabricating claims on the Papal State. Get some gold or gain stability, free stability, because we are making gold once more. Got that random light ship that I can now get back to protecting trade. The Orthodox Zealots aren't going away. Mainly because of Zeta. Let's go and stand you in Zeta. That might reduce that down. So just need those Mamlukian ones to fire. Hopefully we can deal with that. And then we can bring these guys back up. And hopefully then... gained a few cores. Brilliant. Anywhere else that we can core, we shall. Few people piecing out with Burgundy. I mean, it's quite possible that Austria will end up getting out of this war before we have a chance to do much. But it would be nice to be able to take some stuff from the Papal States if we can. Especially as the Pope doesn't like us. Now, you do get... Oh, we've been discovered. Well, it will slow it down significantly, but I don't think we're going to restart. At least we will have a claim on something by the time the war ends, possibly. Those Orthodox separatists could still fire. Come on, really, what is the chance of this firing? 0.3 years. Yeah, we've got a lot of Orthodox separatists here, but definitely need to be keeping our eye on this number. As soon as that gets to 100, still got a lot of provinces that we need to convert over. But we'd like that Orthodox separatism to go away. It's not ticking down any, unfortunately. I guess what I could do is lower... Well, I can't even lower autonomy. I was thinking if I lower autonomy in one of these provinces, it might actually cause them to fire. But that's not likely to happen. There's a 22.9% chance each month of those rebels firing. So I just wish they would hurry up. We do have 2k troops down here on roads that I'd like to get back home if we can. I guess I'm not doing anything with my transports right now, so let's get those 2k troops home. Those guys used to belong to the Knights. We may even lose our opportunity to declare war on the Papal State here. The Papal State is not part of the Empire. He's not at war at the moment. It would still just be Siena and Mantua that come in to protect him. None of our allies would be willing to come in. That's fine, I don't mind that too much. We should have naval superiority. let's pick you up. Again, it's just mercenaries. We are really going to have to get rid of some of these mercs. And we'll start shipping men over there. Come on, Mamlukian separatists. Just hurry up and fire. And then I'll be able to move over and deal with the Papal State, hopefully. Come on, this will be the month. Nope, apparently not. Units suffered casualties. Of course, bearing in mind that we are all the time losing overextension, which is reducing the unrest. Got potential for Greek separatists. We could buy them down, but I really don't want to spend military points where I can. What is our tech looking like? Several years ahead of time. We're quite behind on admin, so it is going to take a little bit of time in order to try and get the next idea group. So that's a bit of a shame. Can't believe those Mamlukian separatists still haven't fired yet. Just keeping these guys in Zeta because there is a possibility of Orthodox separatists. 60 military power and Milan's opinion changed, or 2 mercantilism. We'll take the mercantilism. We're ahead of time in military already. See, Papal State has 18k troops. So we are really outnumbered. Okay, well this is kind of what we were expecting. Now luckily these are pretty much all mercenaries, so it'll cost us money, but it won't really cost us manpower. Okay, so the Mamlukian separatists have gone away. So let's go ahead and get our transports back down here and pick these guys up. We can take another idea group, which would be an extra merchant. Now, what are we like in terms of tech? We are behind the times. It might be nice to get some naval morale. I think we'll actually wait for the next tech. We're at 100 Republican tradition. Our leader is a, if we can find him, is a 141. He is how old? 36, very young. We'll keep him. Start getting back a decent leader. So that's one of the rebellions dealt with. This Orthodox Zealots one. Can we get rid of this? If we put more troops there, we can probably burn that off. So let's see if we can get them to go away. If we can get them to go away, it'll make life a lot easier. So we're going to attach you to the transports. Drop you off in Zeta. We will have to try and get military access through Florence. They would grant it to us. Florence actually quite like us at the moment. Very, very slow progress on that fabrication because we were caught. I mean, I could try again, cancel it, and try again, because it slows it down. It makes it like 4 times longer, which is a real problem. But I don't. Every time you get caught, you get aggressive expansion. So we do want to try and avoid that if possible. Now then, where are our Greek separatists likely to fire? Mostly in Rhodes. Yeah, we could do without that happening, but we might be okay. We still have overextension, which we are trying to get away. We can actually core Rhodes now. So if we get Rhodes cored, maybe that won't be such a large problem. We've now got Montenegrin separatists. They are ticking down. Where were you? Montenegro, which is where now? Not even sure which province that is in. Just Rhodes. Rhodes is the only place that we actually have unrest. The Montenegrin separatists are burning down. So let us go and pick these 10 guys up from here. Again, they are mostly mercenaries, but that's fine. We shall drop off up here. What I'd like to try and do is before anyone gets any military access through Florence, we might even be able to wipe Mantua's army out. And then maybe march down and take out Siena. Shame Castile won't come in. Maybe they will. Is Austria still in their war? They're not. That's now a problem. Yeah, we've waited too long. Austria still wouldn't defend them, though, apparently. Austria is in debt and they have war exhaustion. And they like us, of course. We should definitely... they would actually accept an alliance. Do we want an alliance with Austria? Is Austria still the emperor? They are. You dislike Castile, though. But you've also rivaled the Ottomans. I think we should probably break our relationship with Castile. Because we are going to want to take Naples at some point. So... I think we're going to be dissolving our alliance with Castile. And we are going to be getting an alliance with Austria. We are over the relationship limit again. Don't really care. So unfortunately I have wasted some of my favours that I'd accrued with Castile. But now that they own Naples... the main purpose of it is to get naval superiority against the Ottomans, but I think we can live without it. We'll take that tech. The main reason you used to want to get naval superiority with the Ottomans is so you could blockade these straits, but because you now have to control... because of the change made in the Cossacks, if the Ottomans control both sides of the strait, you can't blockade it anyway, so it's a little bit pointless doing that. Let's get the rest of those troops across. Going to ferry them across as quickly as we can. We've got more cores. Come on, ships. I did tell you to land. Attached to transport. So we're going to get everybody across here. And then hopefully... Oh, that's a bit of a shame. Who else is likely to come in? Siena. Siena don't hate me. Siena would actually accept an alliance, although they'd still come in a defensive call. If I go ahead and try and improve relations with you, maybe we'll have chance to... I don't know. Maybe something will work. Maybe something will happen. Maybe we'll be able to do stuff. I think we should definitely get on and do some of these conversions while we can. There is still a possibility of getting some more religious zealots pop up, but that should be okay. Let's group these troops together here. Now then, how are we looking at the moment? If we were to declare war, Austria would still not come in. It would just be Mantua and Siena. Florence would actually come in and help. Interesting. I may not want to call Florence in straight away, though. Because if I did call Florence in straight the way, then people would get military access. So maybe we take out Mantua's army, then we call Florence in. Maybe that's the trick here. Either way, I'm going to pick up this group. And I'm going to drop them off over here. We should have naval superiority for this battle as well. We are still very much ahead of time in military tech. I could go ahead and get the next tech and just be massively, massively ahead of time. It's a waste of points in one sense, but at the same time, it would put us on military tech 8 against... They have military tech 7. It would give us an advantage. I'm not beyond spending some military points to do it. So we might actually take the higher... We might actually take the tech very, very early. Now, I know that's controversial. Most people would say you never take a tech really early. But it will give us a massive advantage. So, yeah, we are going to go and take that military tech, and that will give us some cavalry shock and infantry fire. It's not all that important, but every bit helps when you want to make sure that you win some wars. Either way, though, we've got over the 20 minutes, so I think that is a good place to end. I'll see you guys on the next video. I hope you're still enjoying the CU4 playthrough as Venice. I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.